Good afternoon, baseball fans, and welcome back to Palm Springs, California for Game 2 of our doubleheader here at the California Winter League. We had a walk-off in Game 1, exhilarating stuff, pushing us all the way back towards 110 for first pitch, but we are ready to go for an all-Canadian matchup between the Canada A's and the British Columbia Bombers. I'm Brian Yanselson, joined by Evan Schmeiser. Evan, we are still recovering from that great walk-off, the Blue Sox remaining hot, but we've got to turn around and get ready for another good one.
Well, you can't ask for much more, even as we get into the final week of the regular season, the CWL. The Blue Sox stay hot and remain in first place in the American division. And you have a game today where, on one hand, you have the A's trying to avoid the fourth and final seed in the international division, and the Bombers come in a game up on the Grizzly as the number 1 seed, trying to hold on to that spot.
Yeah, the international division has a whole lot going on, and we're going to be right at the center of it here. Like you mentioned, the A's struggling to put some runs on the board. They're going to put out the following 9 to try to get to Trey Jones on the mound. Leading off, Demetrius Foster in center field, followed by Tuzad Gabriel, the shortstop. Batting third, the catcher, Chia Cheng Liao. Batting fourth, the first baseman, Matthew Nunn. Batting fifth, the designated hitter, Devin McCary. Batting sixth, Steve Snowden in right field. Batting seventh, the third baseman, Jonathan Gottlieb. Batting eighth, the second baseman, Ivan Sanchez. And batting ninth, the left fielder, Justin Davis. It has been a struggle offensively for Canada, but they will look to make this a happy Monday afternoon. They had a break yesterday due to Super Bowl Sunday, and they're looking to get back in the win column. They've lost 5 in a row. But Demetrius Foster, the left-handed hitting center fielder, will start it off. Canada A's wearing their bright red tops, going up against an even brighter yellow Bombers jersey. Both of them wearing white pants, and Foster wearing the high socks to start it off. Trey Jones into the windup from the right side, and the first pitch is sent foul past third. 0-1 to start things off here between the A's and the Bombers. 1:11 p.m. first pitch, Pacific Standard Time. These days are getting nicer and nicer, if you can believe it, here in Palm Springs. And it's hard to believe we are less than a week away from our championship, as the 0-1 to Foster on its way, and another foul ball the other way, 0-2.
You know, Brian, I personally feel very refreshed that it's warm enough for me to go short sleeves and shorts today. It's been at least a week since I've had that privilege.
Yeah. The New Jersey native and the Chicago natives warming up here in California as the 0-2 lashed foul again. Foster putting it in almost the exact same spot. The Bombers dugout, thankfully alert and ready as Trey Jones filling up the strike zone early ahead in the count 0-2. Foster putting some good wood on it. The center fielder is one of the better hitters so far this year for the A's in an offense that has struggled. Foster hitting .333, the best for Canada. The 0-2 to him, a breaking ball, tails away 1-2.
Obviously, it goes without saying, but it'd be very helpful to have one of your consistent guys, a leadoff man, get on, already working a deep count to a good pitcher in Jones.
Here comes the 1-2 to Foster, buried in the dirt, 2-2. Good job by Foster to lay off. 90 miles an hour from Jones. He has had a great year on the mound. Stands at 6 foot tall, 185 from Georgia. Stands on the first base side of the rubber, goes into his windup. The 2-2 misses away. 3-2 the count to lead it off to Demetrius Foster here in the top of the first inning. A's and Bombers just getting going. Foster already seen 7 pitches. Working the count full, a couple of foul balls. The payoff pitch to him, looped the other way, but it'll drop foul. Great at-bat going here for Demetrius Foster. Exactly what you want if you're Paul Noce and the A's. Chance of win the battle from both sides. Here goes Jones back into his windup. The 3-2, a beautiful changeup, low and away, gets him swinging. Strike out for out number 1, and Jones wins the battle to bring up Tuzad Gabriel.
I was wondering when we'd see the first off-speed pitch from Trey Jones. Despite the very good at-bat from Foster, he was late at every one of those fastballs, coming in 88 to 91. And that time pulled the string on the changeup, and it worked.
It sure did. 1 away, nobody on for Tuzad Gabriel. First pitch to the righty, outside ball 1. So Foster worked the count full, fouled it off a couple of times, long at bat. See if the rest of the order can pick up the slack for Canada. The 1-0 to Gabriel, fouled right back towards us. 1-1 the count to Gabriel as a plane flies overhead. Always a good sign for the Bombers when they see planes taking off from Palm Springs Airport. Jones ready for the 1-1, goes into his long windup. Gabriel just taps it behind him, foul, 1-2 the count. Crowd continues to fill in thanks to this late start. Pretty much everyone here now. We're supposed to get going at 12:30, but we started at 1:11. That's the 1-2 from Jones on the way and just outside. Close call, but a good take by Gabriel to make it 2-2. With one away, nobody on, just getting going here between the A's and the Bombers. Scoreless in the top of the first. Foster struck out. And now Gabriel, the 2-2. He'll strike out and join him. Trey Jones looking good early. A pair of strikeouts. Nobody on, 2 away. And here comes Nathaniel Lai to the plate.
So Jones took a little off that fastball. Wonder if he threw a little cut action on it. But a perfect pitch. Started it right on the black. Maybe finished an inch off the plate, but way too close for Gabriel to take.
Righty-righty matchup begins with one low and away in the dirt. Ball 1. Jones has had a great start to the year on the mound, and it looks like he's on his way to continuing it, at least in the first inning. 1-2, but with a 1.02 ERA. Gets a wave and a miss from Lai, back in the count 1-1. This will be his 5th start for Jones. And the strikeout ratio is what really hops out at you. 23 strikeouts in 13 2/3 innings, and he's already added 2 today. The 1-1 to Lai, I think he chased. Oh, no. Checked his swing, says Billy Yeager at first. Not too sure about that one, but it'll be 2-1 to Nathaniel Lai.
Sometimes you get those check swings, and he wants to take a big swing at it, and the body goes, but might have been able to keep the hands back.
Lai ahead in the count 2-1. Big righty stands in there and takes a close call against him. 2-2. As Lai kind of shakes his head, didn't love it. But Jones a strike away from striking out the side here in the top of the first. A's and Bombers scoreless. Wind up from Jones. Pulled that one just a bit too much to the backstop. 3-2.
Yeah, pretty much everything to start this game for Trey Jones has been a competitive pitch. That's just a rare exception early, nowhere close.
The payoff pitch to Nathaniel Lai with 2 away, nobody on in the first. Ball 4. Close call, but a confident take by Lai, and he earns the base on balls. Up comes Matthew Nunn with 1 on and 2 away.
I'm sure the Bombers catcher, McCain Mason, asked the home plate umpire, Brendan Boucher, whether it was low or outside, because we've seen certain pitches go a little inconsistent on that outer half to the righties.
He's looking for a 2-out rally. Matthew Nunn takes one low, ball 1. 1-0 the count to Matthew Nunn, hitting .273 on the year. Pair of runs batted in, and most importantly for him, 8 walks. He is very patient at the plate. There, he might have chased a ball. 1-1 as he swings past that one, telling himself to stay back on it, keep his hands in. Inning began with a pair of strikeouts. Lai walked with 2 away. That's where he's at first. Matthew Nunn at the plate in this scoreless game between the A's and Bombers. Another late wave and a miss. Nunn can't catch up to the heater from Jones. 91 for the righty. Infield playing straight up. Hoope in center, shaded ever so slightly to left. The 1-2. Nunn lays off of it upstairs. 2-2.
A lot of late swings early from these A's hitters.
Yeah, the fastball working for Jones so far. The 2-2 goes with it and gets another swing and a miss. Trey Jones strikes out the side in the top of the first inning, works around a 2-out walk, and we head to the bottom of the first. Bombers coming to bat.
We just got our best ever ratings from U.S. News and World Report. We're the #1 hospital in Riverside and San Bernardino counties. High performing in 17 common procedures from joint replacements to heart attack care. And for the first time, national ranking as high performing in 3 adult specialties. We're proud of these ratings, but what matters most, as always, is how we rate with you. Learn more at eisenhowerhealth.org/awards.
Welcome back to the bottom of the first inning. Canada A's couldn't put anything across in the top half, and now the Bombers come to bat with the following lineup. Shuto Yamada will get it going in right field, followed by Zane Morris, the designated hitter, and Evan Laurie in left field. Then the heart of the order, Jordan Smith batting 4th at first base, McCain Mason, the catcher, batting 5th, and Brandon Hoope batting 6th in center. It'll be rounded out by Kyle Richardson at second base, Jonathan Hall-Thompson at shortstop, and Garrett Gonzalez batting 9th at third base. You know, it's very early, but all indications, especially on paper, Evan, say that this could be a pitcher's duel. We already saw Jones for the Bombers, and Cole Rodriguez, the righty on the mound for the A's, looks to follow suit.
Well, it definitely can be. Again, you have an A's offense that has struggled, and on the Bombers side, Alan Goodwin initially slated in the lineup, hit the everyday man at catcher, bit banged up, and at least getting today off. So that's another important bat, just who's not going to go for British Columbia today.
Yeah, and you look at the numbers for Cole Rodriguez, who wraps up his warm-up here. 1-1 in this, what will be his 5th start, a 1.86 ERA. And he has only walked 3 batters in 15 innings of work. And so he has been efficient, pounding the strike zone, and he has a test on his hands, though, with these Bombers. He talked about missing one of their big bats in Goodwin, but they've still got a lot of firepower, including at the top, Shuto Yamada. You know that he loves to get a game going. The leadoff hitter from the left side in there and awaiting the first pitch. He takes it for a strike. 0-1 to Yamada, a 90-mile-per-hour fastball.
Shuto's been a lot of fun to watch. Really a true leadoff man anchoring the top of this order.
Without a doubt. The 0-1 to Yamada swings over the top of it, 0-2. You ready for this batting average, Evan? 429 still this deep into the season for Yamada.
Sounds about right.
He is behind in the count, 0-2. Rodriguez trying to put him away on 3 pitches. Goes into his high leg kick and misses outside, 1-2.
And there's plenty of good hitters sitting atop of the leaderboards, even who bat leadoff, but can't think of anyone who's a quintessential leadoff guy like Yamada.
Totally agree with you. The 1-2 as he chokes up, Yamada takes the breaking ball up and away, ball 2. And it's because of things like that. Chokes up with 2 strikes, not looking to do too much. Stands with an open stance from the left side and holds his bat straight up. Awaits the 2-2 from Rodriguez and slaps it foul, 2-2.
And it's those kind of swings. That fastball beat him. He was pretty late on the 90-mile-an-hour heater, but he keeps his bat in the zone for such a long time, so he's a very difficult guy to strike out.
Already fought off 1-2-2. Here's another, and he'll do it again. 2 straight foul balls for Yamada. Way back when, he did have a 14-pitch at-bat earlier this year, and it started with a single after that. And like you said, Evan, just 5 strikeouts on the year, and 3 of those came in a game very recently. Here goes the 2-2. Yamada puts it into play towards short. Gabriel, on a couple of hops, throws it to first for the first out. Clean play from short to get Yamada, and up comes Zane Morris, the designated hitter.
It might look underrated, but that's a very important first out that Cole Rodriguez picked up to keep the speed off of the bases and to keep guys off base for some of the boppers in the middle of the lineup.
Zane Morris, the righty, attacks the first pitch. Slow chopper to second. Sanchez has it, collects, and fires to first for out number 2. So after a lengthy at-bat with Yamada, Rodriguez takes care of Morris on 1 pitch. Evan Laurie will come up with nobody on and 2 away in this scoreless game.
I wonder if Morris hurt himself either on that swing or if he's just a little banged up coming into the game. Maybe that's why he's the DH, because he was running pretty gingerly up the line.
It's only his 5th game this year. Hasn't seen a lot of action, so we'll keep an eye on that. As the first pitch to Laurie, lined up the middle into center field for a base hit. Evan Laurie continues his hot hitting, 385 coming into today, and now his 11th base hit of the year.
And Rodriguez took a little off that one. It came in at 85. Wonder if that was either a two-seamer or maybe a changeup. But that up-the-middle approach, not rolling over on it, made the difference for Laurie.
With that base hit, Laurie now tied atop the CWL in base hits with Danny Crossan of the Chill. So Laurie off of first with 2 away in the bottom of the first. Jordan Smith, the batter. He takes one high. Ball 1 to Jordan Smith. Speaking of tied atop things, tied atop the leaderboard for home runs, 2 of them with his teammate Alan Goodwin. Scoreless in the bottom of the first between the A's and the Bombers. Smith, the righty, at the plate. Rodriguez takes a look at first, slide step home, and in the dirt, 2-0.
And Smith just has that kind of power where if we had some warmer days, especially this past week, or some smaller dimensions, that 2 number would be a little bit higher.
Stands in at 6'4", 230 from Maryland. Ahead in the count, 2-0 with Laurie at first. Upstairs, ball 3, 3-0 to Jordan Smith. As Rodriguez got 2 quick outs to start the frame, but now in a little bit of trouble. A 2-out single from Laurie, and now a 3-0 count to Jordan Smith. A lot of room up the middle for Smith. He's a pull hitter. Rodriguez brings the glove to his chest, now into a high leg kick, and fires a strike down the middle. 3-1. Morris having a conversation with his manager, Tom Vaith, over there down the third base line as this at-bat continues. Nunn holding Laurie at first. A 3-1 count with 2 away in the bottom of the first. Scoreless. There goes Laurie, the 3-1. A ball at the plate, so it's a walk. Throw gets away, but it doesn't matter. First and second, 2 away in the bottom of the first. Bombers have a 2-out rally going with McCain Mason coming to the plate.
Well, that came awfully close to being a disaster of sorts. There was, especially on ball 4, there was absolutely no reason to fire that down to second. And initially did get away from the second baseman, Sanchez. Fortunate, though, that it kicked off of Gabriel at short.
So here comes Mason in the lineup for Goodwin, hitting 160 on the year. First pitch to the righty. High fly ball to the left side. Looks like it'll drift out of play, and it will. If there were only a bouncy house over there to stop it. But it's a Monday, not a Saturday or Sunday. So everyone will reset and get back to their bases. 2 away in the bottom of the first. Bombers and A's scoreless, but the Bombers are threatening. McCain Mason at the plate with Laurie at second, Smith at first. Rodriguez, a high leg kick, and the delivery, a strike on the inner half, 0-2. Good placement of that pitch. Mason didn't love it as the catcher. He'll be looking for that later on for his pitchers. But here he stands behind in the count, 0-2. Rodriguez trying to escape a first inning jam. Kicks and deals, and a swing and a miss. Strike 3, Lai collects the drop over to first, and that's the inning. So Rodriguez puts 2 on, but he gets out of it without any run scoring. We head to the top of the second inning. A's and Bombers tied at 0.
Elmer's Restaurants. Welcome to the family.
So, I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on my car insurance.
So you told your agent you play the bagpipes for your dog?
What? No, I didn't get that personal. My agent just helped me create an affordable price just for me. Okay, let me show you what I've been working on. Hey, Buster!
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Top of the second inning between the Bombers and the A's, scoreless after 1. Trey Jones looking really good on the mound. Struck out the side, worked around a 2-out walk. And he'll have Devin McCary, Steve Snowden, Jonathan Gottlieb due up to start the second. Pair of righties sandwiched around a lefty. McCary will get it going. First pitch to him, up and in, ball 1. Wind blowing towards left field on this beautiful Monday afternoon as McCary fouls it straight back. 1-1. Canada A's desperate for any sort of offense right now. They are last in the league in runs with 25 of them, hits with 62 of them, and in batting average, hitting 197 as a team. And just to do a little math for you, they've played 13 games. And so, as the 1-1 on its way, that's fouled straight back. In this, their 13th game, they're averaging just over 2 runs a game.
Well, that's obviously not going to get it done. Granted, we saw with the Blue Sox that fortunes like that can change very quickly.
1-2, misses up and in. McCary will have to take a roundabout walk as that one nearly got him, but he takes a deep breath. But you're right. It can always turn around, and everyone makes the playoffs, right? So you just got to get hot at the right moment. McCary with a 2-2 count, waves at that one upstairs. Strikeout number 4. 4 outs, 4 strikeouts for Jones, and he just keeps rolling along as Steve Snowden steps up to the plate.
As far as the playoffs go, just a year ago, the championship game came down to the 2 teams with the worst records in the regular season, JJ's Blue Sox and this year's pitchers coordinator, Brian Kloppy's Manitoba North Stars.
So you're saying there's a chance. First pitch to the lefty Snowden, a strike down the middle. Jones is not messing around today. The righty receives the pitch from his catcher Mason, gets on the rubber, and fires. This one misses a bit low, 1-1. I've gotten to talk to Jones a good amount this year. Works with 4 pitches typically. As he goes into his windup, the 1-1. Great changeup, gets a swing and a miss, 1-2.
Even a pitch like that, it was center cut, but sometimes when you're struggling and you're trying to do a little too much and you overswing and either foul off or come up empty on those.
1-2, and you guessed it, a strikeout. 5 outs, 5 strikeouts for Trey Jones as he gets another fastball by Snowden. Looking untouchable this afternoon is Trey Jones, and Jonathan Gottlieb will try to just make some contact.
Trey Jones, more like Trey Halladay as far as I'm concerned.
You do love bringing up Roy Halladay, don't you? The first pitch to Jonathan Gottlieb, a strike on the outside corner, 0-1.
October time. It was a fun little stretch in Philly.
Jones, the 0-1 to Gottlieb. This one up and away, 1-1. Jones, a Georgia native, so we have to think of a better comparison, maybe a Braves fan. So John Smoltz, Greg Maddux, there's plenty of good pitchers. Tom Glavine, the 1-1 to Gottlieb. Pop fly behind the plate and into the stands. Nearly a great catch. Instead, a gentleman will reach over the railing and, oh, it went past him. That's too bad. As the 1-2 resets here, Jones strikes out Gottlieb. 6 outs, 6 strikeouts as Jones strikes out the side for the second consecutive inning. We head to the bottom of the second inning. A's and Bombers scoreless.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Whenever you find yourself hungry for something real, simple, and true, we're here for you.
That's what a hamburger's all about.
Welcome back to Palm Springs, California, where the Bombers and the A's remain tied at 0 as we start the bottom of the second inning. Trey Jones is certainly looking electric on his side for the Bombers, so Cole Rodriguez has to match him. He'll have Hoope Richardson and Hall Thompson due up. Hoope, the righty, wearing his high black socks. Open stance. Takes the first pitch, strike. Great sharp break for Rodriguez to start the at-bat. He did look good in the first inning, worked around 2 base runners, a walk and a single. High leg kick and the fire, another breaking ball, another strike. This one the swinging variety. Hoope behind 0-2. We've already talked about the struggles offensively for the A's, but it's been the complete opposite story on the mound. It's been a great year as the 0-2 is pulled to the backstop. 1-2, Rodriguez will want that one back. The A's lead the league in ERA, 1.82. They also lead in opponent batting average, just 196, and they've walked the fewest amount of batters at just 21. So the 1-2 from Rodriguez, a close one. Hoope gets the benefit of the doubt, 2-2.
Yeah, he absolutely does, because that was a strike. That's kind of why it surprises me. It always surprises me looking at it that the A's come in 3-8-1. Because it never feels like they allow a whole lot. Well, we know they don't allow a whole lot on the mound.
Yeah, they don't. Rodriguez, the 2-2, up and in to Hoope. Full count on the way to the leadoff hitter. But you know, Evan, it goes to your point about the playoffs. I don't really want to face Canada because of their pitching. Because all they need is a couple of runs here and there if their pitchers hold up their end of the bargain, and they could pull off a couple in a row. So that's why you got to keep paying attention to all these teams. As the 3-2 to Hoope, line towards left center field. Davis gives chase, but it's over his head and to the wall. Davis plays it off the wall and gets it back in quickly to hold Hoope to a leadoff double. 97 off the bat for Hoope, and now Richardson will come up trying to move him over or move him in.
Well, speaking of being a little surprised by things, it caught me off guard seeing that Hoope was coming in hitting 208, because we know based on the eye test that the man can hit, and just dropping the bat head, that ball jumped off his bat.
Yeah, that is a very misleading batting average because he hits just about everything very hard. Just had a lot of luck go against him, but here finds the wall and stands at second with the leadoff double. Richardson now the hitter. First pitch fastball misses low. 1-0 the count to Richardson. Bottom of the second inning, A's and Bombers tied at 0, but Hoope leads off the inning with a double, and the Bombers trying to get on the board first. High leg kick from Rodriguez, and it misses up and in, 2-0. Lai, the catcher, stands up, gets the ball back to him, tells him to take a breath. He will. Takes a short walk around the rubber, and now he's back on it. Both of these pitchers well on the first base side of that rubber as right-handed pitchers. Goes into the 2-0 windup and misses inside. 3-0 the count to Kyle Richardson after the leadoff double. Rodriguez losing command of the strike zone a little bit here. Jonathan Hall Thompson awaits on deck. And with how Jones is looking, could be 1 or 2 all the Bombers need. But first the 3-0 right there for a strike. 3-1 now.
One thing I've noticed just throughout the entire season, despite being encouraged to swing 3-0, a lot of guys taking all the way.
Yeah, Richardson, the Pennsylvania native, took it, and he'll take this one inside for ball 4. So the patience works that time for Kyle Richardson. Follows up Hoope's double to put runners on first and second with nobody out, and Jonathan Hall Thompson coming up to the plate.
Well, and these are a couple important at-bats coming up with Hall Thompson and the ninth man, Garrett Gonzalez. You already just walked the seven-man in Richardson. You really don't want to start giving free passes to the bottom third of the order.
The Fayetteville, Georgia native stands in there, wears no batting gloves. The first pitch to him, a strike right there, 0-1. Hitting 179 on the year, just 5 hits for Hall Thompson, who plays a great defensive second base today, starting at shortstop. Has a chance here with Hoope at second, Richardson at first. The 0-1 breaking ball fouled back.
Hall Thompson's going to want that one back. I think he got an idea of the breaking ball coming back towards the middle. He just got a little excited, flew open, and that's why he got the weak grounder foul.
Rodriguez looking for a strikeout here with 2 on and nobody out. An 0-2 pitch as Hoope takes off for third, and no contest as the ball misses inside at the plate. Hoope, a stolen base, takes third. Runners at the corners now, nobody out. Hall Thompson with a 1-2 count at the plate. Bombers trying to get on the board first in this scoreless game, bottom of the second. Slide step, home, up the middle, on the ground. Sanchez taps on the bag for one, on to first, and it's dropped by Nunn, who couldn't complete the double play. Almost a spectacular double play for the A's. Instead, 1 out at second, and a run does come around for the Bombers as Hoope scores from third. So a 1-0 lead for the Bombers here in the second, and Garrett Gonzalez will bat with a runner at first and 1 out. Quick check on the runner. Rodriguez nearly got Hall Thompson. Dives in safely, though. Garrett Gonzalez, the lefty, holds that bat straight up there. And Lai is ready. Perhaps a pitch out. He is way out there. And he got it. That had to be a pitch out. There is no other explanation for that. That's the 1-0 count to Gonzalez. On the way now after Rodriguez checks on Hall Thompson. Continues to look over there. And Lai is just setting up way out there. Hall Thompson does go. There's the pitch out. The throw down to second. Still couldn't get him. Jonathan Hall Thompson swipes second after 2 consecutive pitches that had to be pitch outs. And now the Bombers, another runner in scoring position. 2-0 the count to Garrett Gonzalez.
Well, they did go with the pitch out, but there's nothing that Lai could do. Rodriguez, I know he threw over once, but he's not varying his deliveries, and he's not paying much attention to the runners.
The 2-0 to Gonzalez, a wave and a miss, 2-1.
If your throwovers are as predictable as your deliveries to the plate, then it really makes no difference for the base stealers.
Yeah, you really could tell right from the get-go what was going to happen as the 2-1 to Gonzalez outside, 3-1. Inning began with a Brandon Hoope double. Richardson walked. Runners were able to move up thanks to Hoope stealing third, and then he scored on a fielder's choice. Now Gonzalez has Hall Thompson at second, and a 3-1 count. In the dirt, ball 4, Gonzalez takes first. And more trouble for Rodriguez as the Bombers already up 1-0. Look for more, and Paul Nochi, a visit to the mound.
I think you have to make a visit in this situation. It's already the third walk Rodriguez issued. I know he might have a little frustration that the Bombers are kind of running all over him on the bases, at least in the second inning. You had the surefire double play ball where rushing the throw and making a bad one, you lose an out on that play, and one of the stolen bases netting you a run. So hopefully Nochi can just get the whole infield calmed down, Rodriguez specifically, roll a double play ball, and work with this 1-0 game.
Cole Rodriguez, a 23-year-old from Tomball, Texas. That's just outside of Houston, one of the largest cities in America. So when you ask someone where you're from and they say Houston, you then have to follow up with, okay, but where are you really from? And for Rodriguez, that would be Tomball. Has experience at the community college called National Park College before going to the University of Toledo, Division I program in Ohio. And then he ended up at Northwestern Oklahoma State before coming here to Palm Springs. Has some trouble. First and second, one away. Yamada, the lefty, at the plate. And the first pitch gets away from Lai. Runner is about to move up. Lucky it didn't get into the dugout. Lai corrals it, but it's a 1-0 count With one away to Yamada, now 2 runners in scoring position, and the Bombers trying to add to their 1-0 lead in the second. Tom Vaith, the head coach, standing at third, telling Jonathan Hall-Thompson something in his ear. As now he takes his lead off. Half the infield is playing in. That's the right side of the infield as the 1-0 catches the corner, 1-1 to Yamada.
I think we're seeing this alignment because of Yamada's ability to hit the ball hard the other way.
The lefty does tend to hit it towards third and short. They're playing back while first and second plays in. The 1-1 Yamada sent sharply to left field. Justin Davis giving chase, and thankfully for him, it drops foul because he was not going to get there.
I know it's early, it's the second inning, it's only 1-0, but you almost have to play the infield in if you're the A's with a guy who hits a lot of ground balls at the plate just because of how difficult it's been to score runs.
And with Jones having 6 strikeouts in 2 innings on the other side. 1-0 the lead for the Bombers, and Yamada 1-2 the count with 1 away, 2 runners in scoring position. The pitch, low and away, ball 2.
And the home plate umpire, Brendan Boucher, has established he's not going to be generous on up and down, but a little bit in and out.
Deep breath, high leg kick, Rodriguez, tapper back to the mound, runner coming home, fires there, and he's out. Hall-Thompson tested Rodriguez, who calmly got it to lie for the second out of the inning. Great defensive play there between the pitcher and the catcher. So now 2 away, runners at first and second. But Rodriguez doing his job defensively to cut off a run. Zane Morris, the hitter now.
And that's a play you see pitchers botch a good amount, especially going with the bare hand and the short throw. And Hall-Thompson must have been going on contact. He broke right away.
Zane Morris up with 2 away. Wide open batting stance. Takes one up and in, ball 1. Morris grounded out to second his first time up. Only his 5th game of the season. So good to see him there in the lineup for Tom Vaith and the Bombers. 3 for 13 thus far. Trying to come through, add to this 1-0 Bombers lead. The 1-0 to Morris. Hits him on the helmet. Not a pleasant way to get on, but he gets on nonetheless. And the base is loaded with 2 away for the Bombers. And Evan Laurie coming to the plate. Look out.
And all of a sudden, Rodriguez, a lot of pitches into the right-handed batter's box. That's where he's been missing, whether it's the wild pitches or that last hit-by pitch. And it's good to see. Morris looked like the ball didn't get him in the fat part of the helmet, more like the edge of it.
Big spot for Evan Laurie, the lefty. First pitch to him, outside, ball 1. Bases loaded for Evan Laurie. Bombers up 1-0 in the bottom of the second inning. And they're looking for a whole lot more. Gonzalez at third, Yamada at second. Morris at first. The 1-0 to Laurie. Upstairs, ball 2, 2-0. Laurie a base hit his first time up. Now tied for the league lead in hits, 11 of them. Hitting close to 400. In command of this at-bat, 2-0, as Rodriguez trying to wiggle out of trouble. The 2-0 delivery to Laurie. A bit high. Ball 3.
And that's been consistent with Brendan Boucher's strike zone. It was a little bit high and out of the box, and he has not been pitcher-friendly with that area.
3-0 count with the bases loaded. High, ball 4. Evan Laurie walks on 4 pitches, and the Bombers take a 2-0 lead.
And to think, it looks like just for a second, well, they're going to roll the inning. I'm a little surprised with it being a 2-0 game. I guess they're trying to preserve Cole Rodriguez's pitch count and perhaps based on the A's, how the A's want to rotate their pitching staff for these final 3 regular season games. That's the only reason I can think of.
Interesting decision there for sure, as could have been a huge Bombers rally with the bases loaded. Instead, they'll take a 2-0 lead into the top of the third, where we will see Trey Jones back at it.
Immerse yourself in the ultimate fan experience at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Stop by any of our 3 premier properties in the Coachella Valley to catch all of the games on our giant wraparound screens. See real-time scores on our giant LED sports ticker. Plus, enjoy exciting twists on all of your bar food favorites. Get your game on at 360 Sports in Rancho Mirage, Palm Springs, or Cathedral City. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Top of the third inning, British Columbia Bombers scored 2 in the second to take a 2-0 lead, and now the A's coming to bat will look to do one thing and one thing only, put a ball into play off of Trey Jones. They have not yet. 6 outs, 6 strikeouts as Ivan Sanchez steps up. He does put it into play over to first. Smith gathers, steps on the bag himself, and that's out number 1. So finally, the A's put it into play, but it's still an out as Jones continues to roll.
And even when seems so far, even the one time he has not missed a bat, he missed a barrel. That only came off the bat 56 miles an hour, just spinning right off the end of it.
Justin Davis now, the number 9 hitter, will step up. Last A's batter to hit. Nathaniel Lai, the only man to reach a walk, as Davis takes strike 1, 0-1 the count. Trey Jones on the mound, the Georgia native. Goes into his windup, the leg kick, and the fire passes the bat of Davis. 0-2 the count. Oh-2 on the way to Davis. Strike 3 called. Davis can't believe it, but believe it. Strikeout number 7 for Trey Jones, and we're still in the third inning.
And Davis, he backed away from that pitch. It looked like a straight four-seamer coming in, and it perfectly caught the inner black. Right now, I don't know if the A's just aren't seeing it well or if 90's looking a little more like 97.
First pitch to Foster, the leadoff hitter back up. Outside, ball 1. This is as dominant a performance as we've seen through one time through an order, as Jones just works his way right through the A's lineup. Gets a generous call on that one. 1-1 to Demetrius Foster. You wouldn't believe it, but he struck out his first time up, as have 6 other Canada A's. Total of 7 Ks so far for Jones, and a swinging strike, 1-2.
Oh, and after already being consistently late at the fastball, Jones pulled a little string with that changeup and got an early swing.
Ahead in the count, 1-2. The kick and the fire from Jones, a swinging strikeout. Strikeout number 8 for Trey Jones through 3 innings of play. We head to the bottom of the third inning. Bombers up 2-0.
Desert Air started right here in the Coachella Valley in 1954, and we've been welcoming customers to our family ever since. With nearly 70 years of proven trust, dependability, and experience, we've got the AC and heating expertise to help you all year round. Plus, our factory-trained technicians provide well-informed maintenance, repairs, and installation, so you get our industry-best products with industry-best service. Contact our family at Desert Air. We'll make sure you live comfortably, always.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in-app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Bottom of the third inning in Palm Springs, California. Bombers up 2-0 over the A's, and it could have been a whole lot worse if not for a decision to roll the inning over when the Bombers had the bases loaded and 2 away. They took away that opportunity from Jordan Smith, who now leads off the third. First pitch to Smith misses up and in, ball 1. The Bombers pushed 2 across in the bottom of the second inning. Laurie had just walked to drive in a run. And Paul Nochi, the manager for the A's, Tom Bates for the Bombers, agreed to just roll the inning over, give Rodriguez a fresh start here. And now Smith crushes this one to left, and he gets it out of here for a homer. Boy, Jordan Smith continues to mash through this league with his league-leading third homer.
Boy, Smith loves hitting a fastball. He got one at 86 right down Main Street, and that was a moonshot.
So what you're telling me is that we could have had a grand slam from Smith, but instead it's a solo homer to put the Bombers up 3-0 in the third. 103 off the bat of Smith.
What can I say, Brian? I prophesied it.
McCain Mason, now the catcher at the plate. He takes the first pitch slider for a strike. But boy, the fans are still talking about that one. Over 400 feet from Smith. And the power show continues when the Bombers take the field. Big wave and a miss as Mason falls behind 0-2. Three runs on 2 hits, including that last big solo shot for Smith. Bombers up in the bottom of the third. Nobody out. As Mason right to Danny.
He caught it.
He made the catch.
Big man on the scene.
Oh, we've been waiting all year. A standing ovation from the Palm Springs Stadium crowd as Danny Maha catches a foul ball in the PA booth. Remarkable as this one misses in the dirt. Ball 1 to Mason.
What some would say, first of all, he said he still has it. One would say that's an El Paseo Jewelers web gem.
I agree. The best one of the year. A 1-2 count to McCain Mason. Nobody out in the bottom of the third. Breaking ball tries to loop back in there. 2-2 as we can't stop smiling up here in the press box. All year we've been talking about being ready for it. Who's going to get it? And it was Danny. Good for him. The 2-2 count to Mason. Swing and a miss, strike 3. Rodriguez bounces back with a K. And Brandon Hoope will take the plate.
Now, Brian, just with the angle that I have being the furthest to the left of all 3 of us, I thought it was coming to you.
No, I knew it wasn't coming to me, and I could tell it was going towards Danny, but this big red wall blocked me, so I couldn't make the call. But thankfully, you were there to help me. Rodriguez, the first pitch to Hoope. Low and in, ball 1. Hoope got the party going for the Bombers in the second, a leadoff double. Came around to score on a Hall Thompson fielder's choice. Bombers up 3-0 here in the third. It's the 1-0 to Hoope. Catches the corner, 1-1. He talked about it when he hit it, but Hoope, that low 200 batting average, does not represent what he hits. Takes one in the dirt, ball 2.
I wonder if Danny used 2 hands or 1 to make that catch.
He says 2. Got to secure it.
Very fundamental.
2-1 count to Hoope at the plate. Not a huge fan of that call is Hoope. Shakes his head and now has a 2-2 count as Rodriguez gets one on the inner half. But Hoope, the British Columbia native, playing for British Columbia, hit a hard double his last time up. What can he do with 2-2? He'll look at one on the corner for a strike. Rodriguez, after the homer, gets consecutive strikeouts. And now Kyle Richardson will come up to bat with 2 out and nobody on.
I mean, you could see the frustration with Hoope on that pitch, that inner pitch. It was off the plate, but Boucher's been consistent.
Richardson chases one outside, strike 1 to him. So Rodriguez, an excellent job after that homer. Sitting low 90s, sharp slider. There it is, a strike. 0-2 to Richardson.
Where's that breaking pitch been? Those two were dirty.
0-2 on the way to Richardson, buried in the dirt, 1-2.
That one was not quite as nasty as the other two. Don't want to fall in love with the same pitch too much.
That has been the problem so far, just the inconsistency. Lands one, then doesn't the next time up. Has to string a couple together. The 1-2 to Richardson. Fouled the other way. Tried to blow a fastball by him, but Richardson fouled it off. 1-2 the count with 2 away, nobody on in the bottom of the third. Bombers up 3-0 over the A's. A struggling A's offense needs to get back out there. Looper over to right center field. Snowden and Foster giving chase, and it falls between them. It looked like at least one of them would get there, and then they both stopped at the same time, and Richardson on first with a 2-out single.
Yeah, that was very surprising to see. I don't know if Foster lost that one in the sun. Snowden and right was shaded towards the line, but the ball in the air that long needs to be caught.
Tough break for Rodriguez, who wanted to get out of the inning. Instead, Hall Thompson now up with a runner at first. Big cut at one upstairs. 0-1 to Jonathan Hall Thompson. An RBI fielder's choice his first time up. Bombers already up 3-0 in the third. Richardson off of first with 2 away. Rodriguez takes a glance at him, now kicks and fires. High, ball 1. He'll take a walk behind the rubber, takes his cap off, rubbing some sweat off, and now back on the rubber is Rodriguez. Been a long afternoon for him thus far, but he has kept it to just 3 runs. Now he's back on the rubber, ready to fire. Runner goes. Richardson into second base with a stolen base.
It was not a great jump from Kyle Richardson, and a fairly strong throw from live behind the plate, but the one hopper coming up, forcing the second baseman Sanchez to corral it, that made the difference.
And I didn't call it at the plate because it looked like a strike. Good thing I held off. It's actually a ball. 2-1 to Hall Thompson, and now they're gunning for us, Evan. They want us to follow up that great catch from Danny, but thankfully a net is there in the way.
That was coming straight for you, Brian, if it wasn't 2 feet higher.
The 2-2 on the way to Hall Thompson. A gorgeous breaking ball for strike 3. Rodriguez strikes out the side, but Jordan Smith, a solo homer in the middle of it to put the Bombers up 3-0. We're headed to the top of the 4th inning. A's looking to get on the board. Welcome back to the top of the 4th inning. Bombers 3, A's 0. Tuzad Gabriel, the leadoff hitter, takes a strike. 0-1 to the shortstop as Trey Jones, the righty on the mound, continues to dominate. 8 strikeouts for the righty. Goes right back into his windup. The 0-1 lined foul past third. That's the best hit ball we've seen all day, but unfortunately for Canada, it's foul. 0-2 the count to Gabriel.
Perhaps Canada will be able to get some better swings and get an idea of Jones's release point the second time through.
We shall see the 0-2 back to the backstop, 1-2.
That might be only one of two uncompetitive pitches we've seen from Jones.
It has been a phenomenal effort thus far. Ahead of Gabriel, 1-2 to lead off the fourth. Shallow popper to first. Smith underneath it, and he makes the catch for the first out. So when we have seen contact from the A's, it hasn't been very hard. Gabriel, the first out of the inning. Up comes Nathaniel Lai, the only A to reach base today via the walk.
Yeah, I feel bad for anybody. It just happens to be the A's going against Trey Jones today because they look helpless.
Goes into his windup. First pitch to Lai, grounded to third. Gonzalez gathers, throws, on to first, and a nice stretch by Smith. No, he comes off the bag, says the first base umpire, Billy Yeager. Thought he might have kept at least his toe on the bag, but Lai will reach first with an error. Surely will be the call, as the throw just got away from Gonzalez there, and it is an error. A's will take it, though. It's a runner. Lai at first, and Matthew Nunn, the cleanup hitter, up to bat.
Well, we don't have the best angle. There was no argument from Smith.
First pitch to Nunn. Tails away, but it catches the corner. 0-1. If there's anyone who can adjust the second time up, it's Matthew Nunn, Minnesota native. Holds back on the 0-1 delivery, makes it 1-1.
Well, and the A's need to capitalize on this extra base runner that the Bombers have allowed them.
Lai at first after the E5, the 1-1 to Nunn in the dirt, ball 2-1.
You know, if one of these guys, whether Nunn or McCary, can shoot the ball into the gap or even the corner, then it might help to just relax this lineup and maybe they can start rolling. It often only takes one little thing like that.
Absolutely. The 2-1 to Nunn, fouled into the net, 2-2. Nunn struck out his first time up, one of 8 Canada A's to go down via the strikeout against Jones. The righty from Georgia has had strikeout on his mind today. Has a 2-2 count against Matthew Nunn. Lai off of first with one away. Bombers up 3-0 and another strikeout. Nunn can't catch up to 91. Make it 9 for Jones.
Yeah, whether it's 90, 91, 92, Jones has often just thrown the fastball by these Canada hitters. And even when they start to make the adjustment, then they'll throw in the curveball or the changeup just to get them back off balance.
McCary, the righty, now up. 2 away, runner still at first. McCary attacks the first pitch and fouls it straight back. The Bombers up 3-0 here in the top of the fourth. Scored a pair in the second, one in the third, thanks to a Smith homer. And with how Jones is looking today, that could be all they need. McCary behind 0-1, the slide step home. That's towards the gap in left center field, and it's down for a base hit. Laurie cuts it off as Lai heads into third with a slide. He's in there safely, and McCary held to a single. But for the first time today, the A's are in the hit column.
Well, perhaps that loud single is what the A's need, especially if they can capitalize. And honestly, a really good athletic play from Evan Laurie in left to cut that ball off. I was certain it would go all the way to the wall, and that saved a run.
It really did. Able to cut it off and hold Lai to third. First and third, 2 away. Steve Snowden at the plate. The tying run. Big swing at that first delivery. Fouled straight back. 0-1 to Snowden. Hitting 200 on the year. Has struck out 13 times. Trying to come through and get his team back into this one. Bombers up 3-0 over the A's. The 0-1 tails away and causes a swing and a miss. 0-2 the count to Snowden. There is some serious action on that pitch from Jones.
And it still came in at 89, so almost like a fourth pitch to Jones's arsenal.
That two-seam action away from the lefty hitter has Jones up 0-2, and Snowden will call time.
I don't know if the home plate umpire awarded time. I didn't see a signal from him.
Well, everyone acted like he did. Runners at the corners. 2 away. Snowden loops it towards left. In comes Laurie, but it drops in front of him for a base hit. Lai will score, and the A's are on the board.
I cannot stress enough how big that bloop single is. I know it's still a 3-1 game, and we're in the middle innings, but especially if another man in scoring position, and you have the A's dugout doing something at the plate, and they're able to feel good about something. That stuff really matters.
After no hits in the first 3 innings, the A's have back-to-back singles, one that drove in a run. Makes it 3-1 Bombers, and Gottlieb at the plate with 2 on and 2 out. The righty Gottlieb goes after the first pitch and fouls it over the press box. 0-1. Jones was mowing through this order. 9 strikeouts, no hits, but the error by Gonzalez let Lai reach. Then McCary and Snowden have singled. 3-1 Bombers with Gottlieb trying for more. The 0-1 to him, a breaking ball. Made him duck, but it's a strike. That's how electric it's been for Jones. And Gottlieb behind in the count 0-2.
That curveball was just dirty. Just started at the hip, ran it right back over the black.
Jones ahead 0-2. And a wave and a miss, strike 3. Strikeout number 10 for Trey Jones, and he leaves 2 men on base. As we head to the bottom of the 4th inning, Bombers 3, A's 1.
Think of the highest quality you can imagine. Now, think higher.
Hamburgers, all about.
So, I just got the State Farm Personal Price Plan on my car insurance.
So you told your agent you play the bagpipes for your dog?
What? No, I didn't get that personal. My agent just helped me create an affordable price just for me. Okay, let me show you what I've been working on. Hey, Buster!
Prices vary by state. Options selected by customer. Availability and eligibility may vary.
Time for the bottom of the 4th inning in Palm Springs. Bombers 3, A's 1. A's scratched one in the top half of the inning to get back into it. Bombers will look to respond. Bottom of the order in Garrett Gonzalez, followed by Yamada and Morris, 9-1-2. Rodriguez, the starter, still on the mound for Canada. As the lefty Gonzalez stands in there. First delivery to him, pulled towards right center field. Snowden and Foster converging, but it's Foster who calls it off in center and makes the catch for the first out. Gave it a ride, but Foster got there, and that's 1 pitch, 1 out for Rodriguez.
That was a good play by Foster. We're used to seeing the left fielders have a little more trouble with the sun, but as soon as it went up, you saw Foster really battling the sun. You didn't get a really good jump on it either. I don't think he saw it right away. So a good job to recover.
So after the quick out, Shuto Yamada takes place. Breaking ball freezes him for a strike. It's been working lately for Rodriguez. After that home run, he's really settled in. 3 consecutive strikeouts to end the 3rd as he gets another strike there. 0-2 to Yamada. So 3 strikeouts to end the 3rd, a quick out to start the 4th, and up 0-2 on Yamada. Working quickly, 0-2. tapped towards short. Gabriel rounds it. Running throw, not in time. Yamada beat it, and it also gets away from none. Yamada can fly. And that's a one-out infield single for the Bombers as Zane Morris now comes to bat.
I'd love to get a timer for Yamada getting up the line, especially the way he swings. He's already kind of starting his run to first base, and Tucson Gabriel did all he could, but just had no chance.
Quick check on Yamada, who is very capable of taking second, so a good job by Rodriguez to keep him close. But look at Yamada. The ball's not even back in the glove of Rodriguez, and he's already halfway towards second, it seems like. Morris, the righty, waits the pitch. There goes Yamada. The throw down to second. Gets away into center field. Yamada thought about it, but he'll stick around at second. Shuto Yamada is a pleasure to watch. His 5th stolen base of the season, and he turns an infield single into basically a double here in the 4th. Bombers, another runner in scoring position, already up 3-1.
And we know it's the case with plenty of pitches, but Cole Rodriguez is just helpless trying to deal with a guy like Yamada at first. He doesn't have a super quick move, and even with the slide step, not super fast to home plate. So it's easy pickings for Yamada.
Yeah, and don't be surprised if he takes third as well. A big lead off of second. Rodriguez glances, now fires home and gets a swinging strike. 1-1. Morris 0 for 1 on the afternoon. A ground out and a hit by pitch. Looking for a less painful at bat, was hit right in the helmet. The 1-1 to him, fouls it into the net. 1-2 now. Morris from New Mexico, not that far away from us, just a couple states over. Making his 5th appearance of the season. Has Yamada at second and a 1-2 count. In the dirt, ball 2. Great crowd on this Margarita Monday. Discounted ballpark margaritas that everyone has enjoyed so far. They're watching the Bombers lead at 3-1 in the bottom of the 4th. And Morris trying for more. The 2-2 waves at it and misses. Great off-speed delivery by Rodriguez. Gets the strikeout. And up comes Evan Laurie with 2 away, runners still at second.
And Brian, just to allude what you were saying before, while I don't really drink myself, this is a margarita kind of Monday. The weather, the atmosphere, the fit is perfect.
Well, I believe they're just $3 over there at the concession stand with Sue. The first pitch to Evan Laurie in the dirt. Great block by Lai to keep Yamada at second. 1-0 the count to Evan Laurie. Already drove in a run with a walk with the bases loaded. He has been on fire as of late. 4 hits in a game recently. Tied for the league lead with 11 hits. Ahead 1-0. Takes a close one. That is a ball. 2-0.
And it's pick your poison right now for Rodriguez. I know he's fought his command at times. And while you have first base open, Smith waits on deck.
Yeah, you don't want to get to him. The 2-0 to Laurie. Will miss downstairs. 3-0. Laurie thought about chasing it, but wisely did not. The Michigan native in command. 3-0 the count. Bombers up 3-1 in the bottom of the 4th. Yamada at second, 2 away. There he goes. Ball 4, and Yamada safe at third. So Yamada, an infield single, stole second, steals third. Laurie walks, and he's at first. Runners at the corners, 2 away. And here comes the big, bad bomber, Jordan Smith. Already homered today, his league-leading 3rd of the season. Rodriguez, the righty, remains on the mound. High leg kick, and misses inside, ball 1.
And a lot of managers would say it's a good idea to pitch around Jordan Smith, but with the command issues Rodriguez has had, it could also be dangerous to load the bases.
Rodriguez behind 1-0. Buries it in the dirt. 2-0 now to Smith.
And those are 2 smart takes from Jordan. He should be aware to some degree that with second base open, he might not get anything good to hit.
The 2-0 gets the bottom half of the plate. Strike 1, 2-1 to Smith. Division I experience at Grambling State University. And he has made his presence felt here in Palm Springs, that's for sure. The 2-1 to him. Another good pitcher's pitch by Rodriguez. Evens the count at 2-2. You can't place it any better than that. 91 on the lower part. So 2 on, 2 out, and a 2-2 count. Bombers up 3-1 in the fourth. There goes Laurie for second. The pitch misses high, ball 3. And Laurie into second without a throw. 3 stolen bases this inning for the Bombers alone. Now you do have an open first base, though, with a full count to Smith. Might as well use it, if you ask me. Smith already homered today, has 2 in scoring position. The payoff pitch to him, waves at it and misses. How about that? Rodriguez comes back and strikes out Smith for his 6th K of the afternoon. Leaves 2 in scoring position. So we head to the 5th inning. Bombers 3, A's 1.
We just got our best ever ratings from U.S. News and World Report. We're the #1 hospital in Riverside and San Bernardino counties. High performing in 17 common procedures from joint replacements to heart attack care. And for the first time, national ranking as high performing in 3 adult specialties. We're proud of these ratings, but what matters most, as always, is how we rate with you. Learn more at eisenhowerhealth.org/awards.
Try our big, beautiful all-day menu with more than 70 delicious dishes and our award-winning 3-course brunch for only $27.99. At Palm Springs' most popular restaurant, there's always a party at Lulu.
Time for the top of the 5th inning here as the A's and Bombers are locked in a good one. Bombers 3, A's 1. And Trey Jones, the starter, remains on the mound for the Bombers. What a day it has been for him. 10 strikeouts this afternoon, just 2 hits and a run. The A's did start putting together better at-bats off of him, though, last frame. Ivan Sanchez will lead it off. First pitch swinging, towers it to left field. Laurie at first saw it, now has to backtrack and make the catch, running back towards the wall for out number 1. Didn't make it look easy, but it'll work. And Jones will certainly take the 1-pitch, 1 out as Foster now will follow Justin Davis. Foster just grabbing the bat. And Davis steps to the plate.
Laurie was very fortunate that ball didn't drift over his head because he played Sanchez very shallow.
Yeah, and I think he misread how that one was hit off the bat as Davis takes ball 1. Jones not wasting any time. The 1-0 to Davis becomes 2-0 as he misses outside. Here in the 5th inning, Bombers 3, A's 1. Bombers took a 3-0 lead. A's got one back in the 4th. Davis takes a strike down Broadway, 2-1. Davis from Taunton, Massachusetts, the 27-year-old. Takes one wide, 3-1. I've gotten to talk to Davis a good amount and told me he hasn't played baseball in 6 years, but felt an itch to get back into it. And here he is at the CWL. Ahead in the count, 3-1 with 1 away, nobody on in the 5th. And he takes it upstairs, ball 4. Davis works a patient at bat and will take first. And dangerously will turn the lineup over to the top. Demetrius Foster steps to the plate as a tying run.
Well, I, for one, would have a hard time imagining, as it looks like Davis is going to get a pinch runner at first. I'd have a hard time imagining going 6 years without playing after I retired after my junior year of high school and then trying to come back. So I give Davis a lot of credit.
Give him credit for that walk with 1 away. A's down 3-1 in the 5th, but the tying run Foster at the plate. He'll take one low, ball 1.
Who could that pinch runner be? They just snuck him out there.
Looks like it's Rogelio Vega, number 41, wearing the high socks and the white helmet. The 1-0 to Foster. Wide again, 2-0 as Jones starts to lose command a little bit. A walk and a 2-0 count here in the top of the 5th. Bombers holding on to a 3-1 lead. Short lead for Vega. The slide step from Jones. Fouled straight back.
I appreciate your eyes there, Brian. There's no way my angle would have allowed me to see the number.
Hey, there were carrots at lunch today. You got to eat a lot of carrots. Keep your eyes right.
But the meatloaf was too good. And the mashed potatoes. Now I'm hungry again.
The 2-1 count to Foster. Lashed foul. Boy, he has had some hard foul balls towards the Bombers' dugout.
Granted, I'll say while I don't love most vegetables a whole lot, carrots and onions, they're very high on my list. Very good for you.
Good to know. Davis got on with a walk. Pinch ran for by Rogelio Vega. Now the 2-2 to Foster. Chopped towards third. Gonzalez bobbles it, gathers on to second, and gets one out at least. Good recovery for Gonzalez. Unable to turn the double play, but with how that play started, just lucky to get one. Tying run still at the plate. Now it'll be Tuzad Gabriel, though.
And that really was a great play. It took a crazy hop right at the end, just kind of stayed down. And despite the ball kind of rolled up Gonzalez's arm, but he got it back to his glove to get the lead man at second.
First pitch to Gabriel. Low and away, ball one. Foster off of first with 2 away. Bombers up 3-1 here in the top of the 5th. But the A's are just starting to creep a little bit closer. The bats are getting better and better as the day goes along off Jones. The 1-0 catches the inner half, 1-1. Jones, shockingly, no strikeouts this inning. Has 10 of them on the day. Could use a big out against Gabriel. A 1-1 count to the shortstop. Slide step and the fire. Misses low and away, 2-1. You do have action in the Bombers bullpen. Looks like Nathan Rubel, the lefty, getting going. The Bombers do have a shutdown bullpen with Rubel and Gustafson, among others. The 2-1 from Jones. The other way foul and out of play. A 2-2 count to Tuzad Gabriel with 2 away in the top of the 5th. Bombers scored 3 quick runs, and they've held on. A 3-1 lead right now. Jones has been masterful on the mound. Can he get at least one more strike? The 2-2 to Gabriel. Foul again. Game 2 of our Monday doubleheader. We saw the Washington Blue Sox walk off the Oregon Lumberjacks in Game 1. Blue Sox winners of 10 in a row. That's right, 10, double digits. But here in the International Division, the Bombers and the A's squaring off. The 2-2 blocked in the dirt by Mason, 3-2 now.
Well, things could get interesting with this pitch, especially with Foster at first, running with the count full.
He reached via the fielder's choice, and he will be off with the 3-2 count, 2 away, and the tying run Gabriel at the plate. The pitch, grounded back to shortstop, Hall Thompson, an easy gather, and an even easier throw on to first for out number 3. So Jones gets out of it, and he's through 5 innings of just 1-run ball. We're headed to the bottom of the 5th inning. Bombers 3, A's 1.
Desert Air started right here in the Coachella Valley in 1954, and we've been welcoming customers to our family ever since. With nearly 70 years of proven trust, dependability, and experience, we've got the AC and heating expertise to help you all year round. Plus, our factory-trained technicians provide well-informed maintenance, repairs, and installation, so you get our industry-best products with industry-best service. Contact our family at Desert Air. We'll make sure you live comfortably, always.
Hey Power Baseball fans, looking to hit a home run against pests in your home? Rudy's Pest Control is your winning choice. Rudy's Flex 80/90 Pest Control Plan offers effective and affordable protection with just 5 visits a year instead of the usual 12, so you'll have more time to do what you love. Visit rudyspest.com or call 760-746-PEST. and declare, heck no, 12's gotta go. Rudy's Pest Control is your home run choice. So get started today.
Bottom of the 5th inning here in Palm Springs. Bombers 3, A's 1, and we have a new pitcher for Canada. Jonathan Gottlieb now on the mound, sporting the red for the A's. The righty goes into his windup. The first pitch to Mason, chopped foul past third, and we have a whole host of changes defensively to update you on. Vega, the pinch runner, now in left for Davis. Johnson Jr., Jerry Johnson Jr., playing in right. Gottlieb, who started the game at third, is now on the mound, and he misses here with the 0-1, makes it 1-1. So he had to be replaced at third, where Ivan Sanchez is at now. But he moved over from second, where Cha-Cheng Liu is now. So, hope you followed along as Gottlieb gets that one over, 1-2. But at the end of the day, the only thing that matters is the A's trailed 3-1 in the bottom of the 5th. See if these line changes for Paul Nochi and his team help out. Mason at the plate behind 1-2. Checks his swing. Check over at first. Did not go around, says Billy Yeager. 2-2 the count to McCain Mason. 0 for 2 on the day, has struck out a pair of times. So he is happy to not see Cole Rodriguez anymore, who finished with a pretty good afternoon. Here's the 2-2 from Gottlieb. Slow breaking ball, 63 miles an hour. And he fouls it off to stay alive. So a 2-2 count to McCain Mason, leading off the bottom of the 5th. Bombers trying to add to their 3-1 lead. The 2-2 again. Oh, there goes the bat. A strikeout. And Mason, with a smile, definitely feels bad for letting go of the bat. And he'll head back to the dugout as a strikeout victim for the third time. Gottlieb starts off the 5th with a strikeout, and up comes Brandon Hoope.
I think that's the only reaction you can afford to have just to save face. I've never had that before, but it's a humiliating feeling when you lose the bat.
First pitch strike to Hoope. 0-1 the count as Gottlieb looking good out of the bullpen. Rodriguez finished with 4 innings, just 3 runs allowed, 4 hits, and 6 strikeouts. As Gottlieb falls a bit off the rubber that time, misses wide, 1-1 to Hoope. So a good pitcher's matchup between Rodriguez and Jones. The 1-1 misses low and away, ball 2, 2-1 to Hoope. Right now, however, Jones has the upper hand for the Bombers, who lead at 3-1 here in the 5th. Gottlieb, another slow breaker, this time 68, misses away. 3-1 the count to Hoope. A strikeout and a double, run scored for the center fielder. Very dangerous Bombers order. Patient approach results in a walk as Hoope takes ball 4. A runner will be on first with 1 away, and Kyle Richardson steps up now for BC.
And Gottlieb better be careful because it was the walks and hit batters that got Cole Rodriguez into trouble, especially with the 2-run second inning.
And Richardson has had a good day at the plate so far, a walk and a single. Has Hoope off of first, held on by none. The first pitch from Gottlieb. Low and away strike, 0-1. The wind has calmed down here. Not a cloud in the sky. I seem to say that a lot here, but it's always true. As the 0-1 to Richardson misses up and in, ball 1.
Yep, you said it, Brian. It is a perfect day. No cold wind. I'm in my t-shirt and shorts. I'm a happy camper.
We're all happy campers watching California Winter League Baseball. The 1-1 to Richardson. Breaking ball does not get back in the zone. Close one, though. 2-1 the count now to Richardson. As Gottlieb has really slowed things down after Rodriguez was pumping 91. Comes set, now kicks and fires. Gottlieb with the runner going. Richardson over to third, picked by Sanchez, who makes the throw to first. Hoope, who was taking off for second, will also take third on the back end. Aggressive base running by Brandon Hoope to go from first to third on a ground ball to third. You don't see that every day. And the Bombers will have a runner at third with 2 away, and Jonathan Hall-Thompson coming to bat.
It was heads up all the way around, both from Hoope and Tom Vaith in the third base coach's box. Saw nobody was covering the bag, so Vaith started waving Hoope on.
The first pitch to Jonathan Hall-Thompson is skied straight up. Lai runs into Hall-Thompson, now has to come and get it, and he won't. Unfortunate break for Lai, who, as he took off the mask, ran into Hall-Thompson, the batter, then tried to recover and make the catch in foul territory, but did not make it. So a break for the Bombers, and Hall-Thompson has an 0-1 count.
It's a very difficult play. The ball wasn't in the air that long, and Lai just couldn't find it at first, and then all of a sudden you do see it, and then you start charging into it, and your head's moving, the ball looks like it's moving. Makes it a very difficult play.
He still can't find his cap. He just now found it. Thanks to Garrett Gonzalez in the on-deck circle.
Such a gentleman.
Those San Antonio boys, something about them.
Very nice people in San Antonio. I would know from experience.
I've heard the same. The 0-1 count to Jonathan Hall-Thompson, fouled out of play. Hoope remains at third. He walked and then took second and third on a ground ball to third. He was taking off, trying to steal second, and just took advantage of no one covering third on the grounder. Hall-Thompson behind 0-2. The delivery fouled out of play again. Lots of foul balls for the great crowd today. Although that one is going to force someone to go get it as it bounced off the bleachers and behind the press box.
You know, there's a gentleman right there who just very casually put his arm up and it landed a row behind him. I expect a better effort from our fans.
Got to give him credit as the 0-2 on the way to Hall-Thompson. Just flails at it, sends it foul, and it's going to drop.
Wait, what exactly are you giving him credit for, Brian?
For being here on a beautiful Monday afternoon.
Oh, of course it's credit for that. I was talking about the play. It was a very lazy effort.
Not everyone is Danny Maha, Evan.
That's true. Not everyone is him.
If you missed it, our very own Danny Maha, who is the PA announcer today, caught a foul ball on the fly. Probably the best play of the day. And there's been a lot of good ones as the Bombers lead it 3-1 in the bottom of the fifth. Hall-Thompson behind 0-2 with Hoope at third. Line drive over the head of the second baseman and into right field, a base hit. Jonathan Hall-Thompson drives in a run with 2 away, and the Bombers lead it 4-1 now.
That's a great piece of hitting from Jonathan Hall-Thompson. Up and away, maybe a bit off the plate, but the way the strike zone's been, you have to protect those borderline outside pitches. Got off the end of the bat and just strong enough to loop it into right. And a big insurance run.
Big insurance run here in the fifth. 4-1 the lead now for the Bombers. Garrett Gonzalez at the plate. Slide step and the delivery. A swing and a miss. 0-1 to Gonzalez. Jonathan Gottlieb on the mound from the bullpen. He replaced Cole Rodriguez, the starter. Rodriguez gave up 3 runs. Gottlieb now responsible for 1 and has Hall-Thompson at first. Takes a look at him, now fires home. A line drive deep to center field. Foster giving chase, but it's over his head and to the wall. Hall Thompson rounds third. He'll score easily. Gonzalez thinking 3, but he pulls up at second with an RBI double. Bombers lead it 5-1, courtesy of Garrett Gonzalez.
And I think that one surprised Demetrius Foster in center field. He had him playing shallow, and I don't think it was going to get to it no matter what, but with how hard that ball was hit, the way it was slicing, it ended up tailing back and behind him.
Still 2 away, but the Bombers extending their lead to 5-1, and Shuto Yamada at the plate with Gonzalez at second. First pitch to Yamada, a big hack, just foul tips it. 0-1. 2 runs already across for the British Columbia Bombers, trying to improve to 7-4-2. Grab hold of the International Division. The 0-1 to Yamada. In the dirt, ball 1. An RBI single from Hall Thompson, an RBI double from Gonzalez, both with 2 outs. Misses wide, does Gottlieb. 2-1 now to Yamada. He started this inning with a lot of breaking balls, now trying to get faster with an 80-mile-per-hour fastball, but it's missing. Yamada looking confident, awaiting the 2-1, waits back on the breaking ball and takes it outside for ball 3. 3-1 to Yamada.
You know, Brian, you mentioned at the top of the broadcast how good the A's pitching has been, statistically the best in the league. This 5 spot is tied for the most runs they've allowed all season.
The 3-1 to Yamada, a mile high in the infield. Gabriel, the shortstop, calls everyone off, and he camps underneath it for the 3rd out. But the Bombers add 2 in the bottom of the 5th to make their lead 5-1 over Canada. We head to the top of the 6th. Stay tuned for more CWL baseball.
Elmer's Restaurants. Welcome to the family.
Whether you're building, landscaping, renovating, refreshing, or simply researching, rent the right size tools for your size jobs. In store, online, or in-app at Sunbelt Rentals, where tools rule.
Welcome back to Palm Springs, California. We're in the top of the 6th inning where the Bombers lead 5-1 over the A's. And we want to remind you that Sport Clips are the pros in men's hair. They have cutting-edge stylists and hairstyles to give you a championship haircut. Make sure to check out their signature haircut service, the MVP Haircut Experience, which includes a precision haircut hot towel, massaging shampoo, and neck and shoulder treatment. For the Bombers here in the 6th inning, it'll be a new pitcher for the first time. Nathan Rubel takes over for Trey Jones. And what a day it was for Trey Jones. You really can't say enough about it. He went 5 innings, allowed just 1 run, which was unearned, by the way, walked just 2, and struck out 10 Canada batters. Evan, it was dominant from start to finish.
It's honestly the most dominating effort we've seen from a starting pitcher, at least that I can remember. For all we know, if we go back deep into the files, we might be able to find 1 or 2 that might outrank this. But like I said before, these A's hitters looked helpless against Jones most of the time.
So the first pitch from Rubel, the new pitcher, gets Lai swinging and missing. 0-1 to start off the 6th. Lai, Nunn, and McCary due up for Canada, 3-4-5. And it's getting late early here in Palm Springs, so they're going to want to get something going, the A's are. Statistically, the worst offense in the CWL, last in runs, batting average, and hits. And it's been a difficult day because of Trey Jones, as we mentioned. The 0-1 from Rubel misses away 1-1 to Nathaniel Lai. He has been one of the few A's to be fortunate enough to reach base. He walked in the first inning, and then he reached via an error in the fourth. Came around to score the only run on the board. Hits one sharply fouled to the Bombers bullpen. 1-2 the count to Nathaniel Lai.
And you mentioned this earlier, Brian, but when you have a guy like Rubel and Gustafson coming out of the bullpen for the Bombers, Kobayashi is another ace, they're a dangerous team.
1-2, wave and a miss, strike three. So it's almost like there's no one new out there as Rubel picks up where Jones left off, a strikeout, 11 on the day for Bombers pitchers in the first for Rubel.
You almost get distracted with all the big bats in the middle of the Bomber order where the bullpen gets lost on it.
Foul tip, first pitch to none. But you're right, Evan. When you think of complete teams, the Bombers certainly come to mind. The pitching is there, both via the starters and the bullpen. And the hitters speak for themselves. They lead the league in homers. 0-1 to none, wide, 1-1. Can you believe that as we sit here on Monday, February 12th, that we are less than a week away from the championship on Sunday, February 18th? The 1-1 from Rubel to none in the dirt, ball 2-1.
It does go by fast. And once we get to the weekend, it's going to feel really fast.
Well, we've got to soak up every moment and enjoy every pitch here. Bombers up 5-1 in the top of the sixth. Over the A's, none. The 2-1 can't connect. 2-2 now.
And the weather's supposed to be really good this entire week. We'll get back into the 70s as we get to the weekend.
That should encourage anyone out there listening within driving distance to come out to the ballpark, as Nunn can do nothing but stare at a strike called for the third time. Matthew Nunn, who has looked so good all year, joins the club for the A's, is just looking helpless up there. 2 strikeouts for Rubel and 2 quick outs in the sixth.
And Nunn must have been looking for a breaking ball because that 86-mile-per-hour pitch was it was right down the middle.
It was right there, but these A's hitters just have not known what hit them. The first pitch to McCary from Rubel, outside ball 1. A's coming into today, losers of 5 straight. 3-8-1 the record. They're going to need a 2-out rally here in the 6th, or something in the 7th, to prevent a 6th in a row. McCary, a good start, 2-0. As Rubel misses with a couple. He did single his last time. That was the first hit of the afternoon for the A's, just 2 on the board. As the 2-0 from Rubel gets a swing and a miss, 2-1. Very quiet and calm day in Palm Springs, but the action heating up in the home stretch. The 2-1 to McCary. Grounded foul again to the bullpen, and look who it is. Trey Jones out of the game, but still alert defensively for his teammates. 2-2 the count with 2 away, nobody on in the top of the 6th. Bombers up 5-1. Rubel trying to strike out the side. The 2-2. Barely staying alive is McCary as he rolls it past third. Now we're fighting for the foul balls. This time it looks like Paul Nochi, the manager for the A's, came up with it.
Well, he tried to come up with it. I give him credit for the effort.
He got it. We'll do the 2-2 again. Rubel to McCary. The lefty to the righty. Upstairs, ball 3. Rubel from Cordova, Tennessee, stands at 6'2", 210 from the left side. Went to McPherson College, an NAIA program in Kansas. The payoff pitch from him, another foul. And there's Kenny to at least try to get it, but he has 6 other baseballs in his hands. He delivers them to the home plate umpire, Brendan Boucher. And we'll do the payoff pitch all over again.
To think, I was wondering where Williams was when I saw him on the roster.
We always are. The 3-2 to McCary. Misses high, ball 4. A 2-out walk for Devin McCary. And the A's will keep it going. Jerry Johnson Jr. will step up for the first time this afternoon. Steve Snowden was the starting right fielder in this spot. He went 1 for 2 with an RBI single. But now Johnson, who came in defensively, bats for the first time. The righty takes one outside, ball 1. Bombers up 5-1 here in the top of the 6th, but the A's, a 2-out walk, trying to get something going. Bottom of the order, the 1-0 to Johnson. Strike on the outer half, 1-1 now.
And it looked like Rubel took a bit off of that last one. It only came in 83, just trying to get it over.
He did. Now he goes with the 1-1. Does not get this one over. 2-1 as he misses inside. Ramped it up just a bit to 85. No one up in the Bombers' bullpen, so this is Rubel's mess. The 2-1. Upstairs, ball 3.
Oh, this could start to get pretty interesting for the A's, especially if Rubel puts Johnson on.
Johnson, just 21 years old, out of Prospect, Connecticut. That's very far from here. Ahead in the count, 3-1, and thought he might have had a walk, but that 6-5 frame didn't help him out that time. A called strike at the top of the zone makes it 3-2 with 2 away in the 6th. Bombers up 5-1. McCary will be off of first. Jerry Johnson Jr. at the plate. There goes McCary, the payoff pitch. Strike 3 called. Nathan Rubel strikes out the side, works around a 2-out walk, and maintains a 5-1 lead for the Bombers as we head to the bottom of the 6th.
Outdoor living in the Coachella Valley is spectacular, and Tessera is the premier builder of outdoor living spaces in the desert. Nobody does it better than Tessera. From one end of this valley to the other, from Palm Springs to Rancho Mirage, Palm Desert, to Indio and La Quinta. For 35 years, we've created the ultimate in outdoor living, landscaping, pools, and patios, so you and your family can enjoy each other. Live well. Live Tessera.
Hey, Power Baseball fans. Looking to hit a home run against pests in your home? Rudy's Pest Control is your winning choice. Rudy's Flex 80/90 Pest Control Plan offers effective and affordable protection with just 5 visits a year instead of the usual 12, so you'll have more time to do what you love. Visit rudyspest.com or call 760-746-PEST and declare, heck no, 12's gotta go. Rudy's Pest Control is your home run choice, so get started today.
2-3-4 due up for the Bombers in the bottom of the 6th. They already lead the A's 5-1. And we want to remind you to keep up to date with everything California Winter League by following us on social media. You can find us on Facebook and Instagram at California Winter League and on Twitter at Cal Winter League. You can also visit our website at californiawinterleague.com. All sorts of good nuggets of information on that website, and social media is always popping here at the CWL. Whether it's photos on the field of game action or highlights of exciting moments, perhaps updates of weather delays as we've had over the last week. Whatever you want to find out, it is on social media and on our website, so check it out. As Zane Morris steps up for the Bombers, Gottlieb remains on the mound to start the 6th. Lowering away, ball 1 to Zane Morris. 0 for 2 on the day, was hit by a pitch earlier. Gottlieb goes right into his windup. The righty-righty matchup becomes 2-0 now as that one's in the dirt.
Speaking of social media, we got to find out from Anne-Marie when she gets back how it went at the Super Bowl.
I cannot wait to ask. As Morris takes the 2-0 in there for a strike. 2-1 now. It has been a difficult day at the ballpark for our resident 49ers fans. There's a lot of them. Have tried not to mention it as the 2-1 to Morris, low and away, ball 3, 3-1.
I did offer Steve and Griff my condolences earlier today.
All you can say is sorry. 49ers just couldn't shake it off. Ball 4 to Zane Morris to lead off the bottom of the 6th, and Evan Laurie will step up with nobody out and a runner on.
And I don't know whether to give Brian credit or to bury my head in my face after the Taylor Swift reference.
What Taylor Swift reference?
Yes, indeed. Both clever and dumbfounding at the same time. Brian Janselson always keeps you guessing.
That's me. Check on the runner at first. Nothing doing. As there's a pinch runner after the walk to Morris. And they'll check on him again. Looks like Murakami over there at first. Taichi Murakami. And Gottlieb is very smart to check on him because Murakami does not waste much time over there. A huge lead as Laurie, the lefty, stands in there. He swings at the first pitch and fouls it off, so no one going anywhere. It's been a while since we've seen Murakami here. But in the game we did call, he did steal 2 bases in one game. Those are the 2 he has on the season. A bit surprising he doesn't have more. Takes a big lead off at first. Gottlieb, long hold, now delivers and misses low and in. Ball 1-1-1. You've got Jordan Smith on deck as the Bombers make their way through their heart of the order once again. 5-1 the lead in the bottom of the 6th. An all-Canada matchup between the A's and the Bombers. The 1-1 to Laurie, waits back on it, lifts it to left field. In comes Vega, and he makes the catch. Murakami has to race back to first. 1 away now with Jordan Smith up to bat.
I could see it from up here. Laurie's eyes just lit up at that hanging breaking ball that came in at 66 miles an hour. Just got under it.
Yeah, it looked like he was ready for it, but not quite. Jordan Smith has certainly been ready for it all year long. 3 homers on the year, including 1 today. A solo shot to left. There goes Murakami. Strike at the plate. The throw down, not in time, and into center field. Murakami scrambles over to third, and you can see what he causes as that one now gets away from Sanchez, but Murakami will hold on at third. Taichi Murakami comes in to run, takes second and third after the throw gets into center field. Bombers 90 feet away from adding on to their 5-1 advantage in the bottom of the 6th. Gottlieb has to recover. The 0-1 to Smith hits him in the bicep. Gottlieb says, "I'm sorry," as Smith walks by him. And the Bombers will have runners at the corners, 1 away, with McCain Mason, the catcher, stepping up.
I think Gottlieb tried to aim that breaking ball too much. He slowed his arm speed significantly, and a lot of times when you do that, the pitch comes out not really moving a whole lot, and it just stayed up and in.
Big opportunity for Mason to add on. Attacks the first pitch, and a great grab by Tom Bates over there at third. Bombers manager knows a thing or two about the game.
Very solid fundamentals, backing up and getting it on the big hop.
Manager of the Washington Wild Things in Pennsylvania, the Frontier League. Here the 0-1 to Mason, blocked by Lai in the dirt, 1-1. In fact, Vaith has a very neat story behind his career. As he stands there looking at his team up 5-1 in the 6th, the 1-1 to Mason misses low, 2-1. Vaith worked in player development for the Baltimore Orioles for 5 years, and part of his duties included throwing batting practice at Camden Yards, and he gained the nickname The Freak after he taught himself to throw left-handed as well as right-handed. As Mason waves and misses at that delivery, 2-2 the count to McCain Mason. Runners at the corners, 1 away in the 6th, Bombers up 5-1.
Is it me, or does a disproportionate amount of interesting things always tie back to San Antonio and Baltimore?
I am just telling the stories as they are, Evan. As McCain Mason can't catch up to the off-speed delivery, a strikeout, and Gottlieb gets a big second out. 2 away now, runners still at the corners, and Brandon Hoope will step up.
That's not. I'm not even accusing you of anything. That's just, and there's no bias. Just going, wow. The amount of San Antonio and Baltimore stuff to the San Antonio native and the Baltimore Orioles fan is astounding.
It is interesting, isn't it? The first pitch to Hoope in the dirt. Lai gets in front of it. Murakami thought about it, but retreats. 1-0 the count to Brandon Hoope. A double and a walk to his name. Has come around to score twice. 2 out of the 5 runs for the Bombers, who lead it 5-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Any more insurance would seemingly be more than enough for this Bombers bullpen, who has been shut down all year. One misses high. 2-0 now to Hoope. Looks like Shuto Yamada, the leadoff hitter, is warming up in the bullpen, so we might see him on the mound. As Gottlieb readies his 2-0 and gets a big hack and a miss out of Hoope. 2-1 now.
I think Hoope had a 5-run homer in mind that time. He wanted to get it to a similar spot that Jordan Smith put his crank.
Leg kick and the fire. Another swing and a miss. 2-2 to Hoope. With 2 away in the bottom of the 6th. Murakami at third, Smith at first. Hoope at the plate trying to add to the 5-1 BC lead. A's desperate to get out of it. Here's the pitch from Gottlieb. In the dirt, gets away from Lai, and in comes Murakami to score. Not what the Canada A's needed at all, as Murakami makes it 6-1 Bombers in the 6th. Long walk back to the mound for Gottlieb. Still in some trouble. Smith now at second after the wild pitch. Hoope a 3-2 count at the plate. Gottlieb sets at the belt, fires home, and a foul ball. 3-2 yet again. Can't help but notice, Evan, that you didn't comment on the actual fun story of Tom Vey throwing left-handed and right-handed at Camden Yards.
I mean, that's all really cool, too.
I'd say so. The payoff pitch to Hoope, breaking ball, misses upstairs, ball 4. Hoope walks for the second straight time, and Kyle Richardson will come up with 2 on and 2 out.
Yeah, I don't know. Sometimes the mind alludes to what it will allude to in a given situation.
There are great stories everywhere you look here at the CWL, as Kyle Richardson takes the first pitch strike, 0-1. Stories like Richardson being from Pennsylvania, having a single on the day. Open stance from the right side. Takes another close one, and it's a strike. 0-2. Generous call for Gottlieb. Bombers lead it 6-1 in the bottom of the 6th. Trying to improve to 7-4-2. The 0-2 to Richardson. Similar spot, but a different result. Ball 1-2. Bombers have scored in 4 different innings, including this one. The 1-2, chopped towards second. Gonna be a tough play. No one's gonna make it. Richardson to first with an infield single. Matthew Nunn, the first baseman, says, my bad, but that's really nobody's bad. An impossible play to make, and we're going to roll the inning over for the second time today. That'll do it for the bottom of the 6th inning. We're headed to the top of the 7th. A's need 5 to keep it alive.
Immerse yourself in the ultimate fan experience at 360 Sports at Agua Caliente Casinos. Stop by any of our 3 premier properties in the Coachella Valley to catch all of the games on our giant wraparound screens. See real-time scores on our giant LED sports ticker. Plus, enjoy exciting twists on all of your bar food favorites. Get your game on at 360 Sports in Rancho Mirage, Palm Springs, or Cathedral City. For more information, visit aguacalientecasinos.com. Problem gambling? Call 1-800-GAMBLER.
Do or die time for the Canada A's here in the top of the 7th inning. Bombers lead it 6-1. Bottom of the order up for the A's, and it'll be the first time up for Cha-Cheng Liu. Came in defensively at second, takes a ball low, 1-0. Six runs on 7 hits for the Bombers as Liao fouls it off. 1-1 the count. And the A's have had their fair share of changes, but the Bombers go with a new pitcher on the mound, Shuto Yamada. You may remember the name, the leadoff hitter for the Bombers, now giving it a go on the mound. He'll look to keep up a stellar day for the Bombers on the bump. The 1-1 from Yamada. Upstairs, ball 2. This is not the first time we've seen Shuto on the mound. In fact, it is the 5th time. A 3.15 ERA in 6 innings. Gets a wave and a miss, 2-2 on Liao. The 2-2 fouled into the net. Choking up for dear life on that bat. Liao from the left side, his first time up.
Wow, I've never seen anyone choke up that much on a bat.
I mean, he is basically holding the barrel. The 2-2, he gets it into play. A soft tapper to short. Hall Thompson charges and makes the throw as Liao dives to first. Be careful over there. After all that, it's out number 1. And folks, don't miss all the home runs, stolen bases, and sunshine at the California Winter League this weekend. Take advantage of weekend promos such as Canada Day, where Canadians get in the ballpark for just $5. You can also get $3 draft beers on Saturdays, and Sunday is Family Day, brought to you by Jack in the Box, with free admission for kids 12 and under and $5 discounted admission for all adults and seniors. First pitch this time for Yamada, a strike.
It looks like Cha-Cheng Liu is in the box right now.
That's right. Another one of those defensive replacements, as not a good swing that last time for Liu. 0-2 the count. Yamada looking for a second consecutive out to start the 7th. And Liu stays alive. 0-2.
Oh, we've had all this talk about the Blue Sox, but this Bomber team's going to be a tough out in the postseason.
Agreed. The 0-2 from Yamada. Upstairs, ball 1. 1-2 now to Liu. Bombers up 6-1 here in the top of the 7th inning. 2 outs away from improving to 7-4-2 are the Bombers. Slow delivery from Yamada. Misses high. 2-2. It hasn't felt all that close either for the Bombers as Trey Jones started this game and just mowed through the A's order. A 2-2 low, 3-2 now to Liu.
That's a good point you mentioned, Brian. Even when it got to 4-1, it felt almost like 10-1.
Yeah, because then Rubel came in, struck out the side. And now Yamada, the 3-2. Can Danny do it again? Oh, my goodness. Just over the head of the press box here. That would have been something else if Danny catches 2 foul balls in one game.
Danny says, and it looked right from my angle, only 1 foot too high.
Liu barely taps it foul to stay alive. 3-2 the count remains here. 1 away in the top of the 7th. Bombers up 6-1. That Jones pitching effort, certainly a highlight. The Jordan Smith homer also qualifies. Yamada into his windup. The 3-2 just high. Ball 4. Liu takes first.
Oh, and Danny opened the door to tell us how far away it was. I could tell he was excited to make another play.
He's ready.
Well, now I want a foul ball.
We'll see. Rogelio Vega at the plate. The righty, his first time up as well. Can't connect with one high. Strike 1 to Vega. All of these A's at the bottom of the order coming to bat for the first time because they came in defensively. So this time it's Vega facing off against Yamada, and he takes a strike. 0-2. Paul Nochi, the manager for the A's, likes to go with these in-game substitutions. Different managers have handled this differently all year long as Vega can't catch up again. High strike for Yamada, and we are 1 out away from a Bombers win. Demetrius Foster, the last hope. Some managers have stuck to their guys for a whole game and then completely rotated them the next day. Some have made it like this during the game just to give it half and half. All about development here at the CWL. And for the Bombers, all about winning as of late as Yamada misses high, 1-0 to Foster. Foster 0 for 3, struck out twice and a fielder's choice. Quick pitch from Yamada, and it catches the outside corner, 1-1. Just 2 more days of regular season play after this before the playoffs. As Mason stands up to catch that ball, 2-1 to Foster. It'll be the A's right back in action at 10 a.m. tomorrow. As Foster, the 2-1 lifted to center field. Hoope doesn't see it at first, now he does, and charges in to make the catch. Hoope collects the final out of the game, and the Bombers wrap up a 6-1 victory over the Canada A's. It was clean, it was quick, and it is another Bombers win. Trey Jones, 10 strikeouts, just 1 run allowed, unearned in 5 innings. Rubel and Yamada help him from the bullpen, and Jordan Smith, the exclamation point, a home run, do it for the Bombers. Another great effort for them as they improve to 7-4-2. Meanwhile, the A's fall for the 6th consecutive time, and they'll be right back out there at 10 a.m. tomorrow. Evan, some thoughts on this victory for the Bombers?
Well, it's very encouraging for British Columbia to have the wire-to-wire victory, and they will maintain their spot at least 1 game for now as the top seed in the international division. And honestly, the Bombers are just emerging as arguably the most well-balanced team in the entire league, and it's the best time to start to round into that top form as we're down to our final 2 days of the regular season.
Just crazy every time we say it, but it is the case. 2 more days of regular season play before the playoffs kick off at the end of the week. It'll be Tuesday and Wednesday regular season, a day off on Thursday, and then the quarterfinals will begin on Friday, semifinals Saturday, and championship Sunday. We will be here for every second of that action right here at the California Winter League. For Evan Schmeiser and Danny Maha, the spectacular fielder in the PA booth, I'm Brian Yanselson, wishing you a marvelous Monday afternoon.